There's Coach Rafael Cordeiro closing up the hard Wednesday practice. I'm going to catch him off guard. Here with Rafael Cordeiro, coach to many champions. Coach, you got to be excited. You got Benny Dariush coming up at UFC 289. How do you feel about that fight against Charles Oliveira?
It's going to be a great fight. Two amazing fighters. I know Charles since he was 15 years old. We came from the same school, shoot box. Something I'm very proud to see. It's going to be, amazing fight. Why? Because both guys want to fight for the belt in the future, and they're going to put a big blood there. I believe at the moment right now, have no names. If you can imagine who's going to be the next to fight the Makachev, we have no names instead. Benny and Charles. It's going to be a great fight. We are excited. Benny did a great camp, as always. We have a help for all our students, our professional fighters, our jiu-jitsu coach. So we are excited to see what's going to happen on June 10th.
You said some nice things at the end of practice. Benny represents King's MMA. That's what you feel is somebody that can do what you do, guide all these young fighters and represent your brand.
I believe so. Benny is the number 2 in command. So I'm proud to have this kid since 2010, 2009, 2010, working together every single day. He represents all the best that you have beside the gym. As a person, as a father, when you talk about who's to be the next in the line to be my successor,
Yeah.
Who's to be the next to take care of all those guys? For sure, it's going to be me. One day when I stop, he'll be the guy in front of King's MMA.
Wow.
Everything that he represents.
That's an honor.
He don't talk trash about nobody. And you have to, when you look for leaders, you look for people, then you can look up and say, one day I want to be like this guy. Mm-hmm. Not just inside the mat, but outside as well. So happy to have this kid, blessed to have this kid by my side. He always put his blood inside the octagon and outside as well. And have him at the next in line, make me feel, I'm sure that I take the right decision.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about another one of your killers from back in the day, Fabricio Werdum.
Hey.
I've seen his name pop up. He's in great shape. He wants to fight Francis Ngannou. He's part of PFL. What do you think? Does he have a good shot at maybe getting that shot against the baddest man on the planet?
Sure, why not? Fabricio, he was a former UFC champ. His background, everybody knows his history, so why not? So PFL need fights like that. I believe Fabricio matched very well. If they had to choose somebody, I believe Fabricio is the name to put down. And to prove he's still in the game, I believe it's the best time of his career right now. We talk about physical. He never had that shape. So now he have shape before Ngannou like that. He's super excited to back and fight. With 45 years old, the shape that he had, the techniques that he had, for sure Fabricio can be a great fight for Francis. And as soon as you lock the octagon, it's 50-50. People say who is underdog, who is the favorite. This is just for bets. So what I believe, as soon as the lock there is 50-50 and everything can happen. And Fabricio have maybe a chance to submit. Why not, Francis Ngannou?
Coach, anytime I talk to you, I love to talk to you about boxing, okay? I know you've worked with Mike Tyson, and a lot of the MMA guys are trying to do boxing, right? We have Nate Diaz is going to fight Jake Paul. If having your experience with high-level boxers and with mixed martial artists, if you were with Nate Diaz, how would you approach fighting somebody like Jake Paul?
Well, that's a good question. So it's totally different training. We're gonna see a lot of MMA fighters fight boxing, but we have to educate ourselves to do boxing. It's totally different sport. It's totally different way that you spend your energy. You can't fight boxing the way you fight MMA. You're gonna get tired in less than 2 minutes. It's gonna be impossible to do that. The guys boxing world just do this from morning till afternoon, to morning to night. They just do this 3-4 frames a day, just pure boxing, and learning how to control yourself. The discipline that you have to put in boxing training is totally different than that. If I can say, it's going to be a tough fight for Diaz, as all those fights are. All those fights are tough. As the same way, it's going to be a tough fight for Jake. But I believe now Jake has going to be more time inside the boxing. He developed more skills because he just worked on the boxing work, which means he'll breathe boxing and make a lot of difference. Diaz, I don't believe it's going to be a good fight for him after all those years competing MMA, take a guy then fight each month boxing. So I think it's going to be a great fight. Like I said before, all those fights are 50-50. But if you want to be a boxing, if you want to move from MMA world to boxing world, you have to educate yourself again.
And Jake Paul, we've seen his commitment to boxing. Now he wants to try mixed martial arts. Same question, but for Jake Paul, what would you do with a guy like that to train mixed martial arts?
He gonna take. He have to spend more time. He have to spend more time doing different things than just boxing. It's the same thing I say to him, to Diaz. I can say to Jake. It's gonna be important for him to see who's gonna be his first opponent. For sure, they're gonna build his career. You're not gonna start fighting against the PFL champ. No, they're gonna build it with somebody that he can show his skills. He's a huge name inside the sport right now. Jake Paul is a huge name. Nobody can say no because he's one of the biggest names inside the fight world right now. And but my thing for him is the same as Nate. Spend more time doing MMA, move away from boxing world, and see how you react. His first fight is gonna be really, really interesting to see.